Good evening everyone, welcome back to another Chart Nerd technical analysis video. Today we will be covering BONK, the ticker is BONK, against USDT on the daily time frame. Before I start, this video is not financial advice and is all for educational and entertainment purposes only. If you do enjoy the content, please do give it a thumbs up, a comment, and maybe even a subscribe if I'm lucky. Diving into BONK today, so I wanted to give a breakdown from this December 2023 high, which was the previous high until recently of March, and from this December high we had this breakdown. So let me give the breakdown of how we got to this price, where we are now, and what we could be looking to form in the next few coming weeks and certain price action that I'm looking for. But we had this breakdown here in December where we put in this high and we sort of came back and coiled up inside this triangle and broke out and met a new all-time high in March. So we had the breakout target in front of our eyes here, where this sort of horizontal triangle, you coiled up sideways between resistance and a key level of support, held that support, and when we actually broke out, you can see that the technical target and some was met. Now at this point, when we did rally up to this all-time high, the new all-time high in March, which took this previous all-time high out in December, we had a 5-wave correction inside a descending triangle. So we had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 waves down, and what this also was a triangle where you had a level of resistance and you kept putting in lower highs and hitting your heads on this resistance, and we also had a horizontal level of support that needed to be held here. So you was coiling up between support and resistance, and this triangle also had a breakdown from the candle closes to the level of support. You could see that when we actually lost this support, we came down and just shy met this target. Okay, so this was a descending triangle after a horizontal triangle. So the horizontal triangle coiled up, it broke out to the upside. We then put in a bearish top pattern, a descending triangle, and broke back down to the downside. But when we actually met this target, what you can see here is that continuously, regardless of the breakdown, we're just gradually putting in higher lows at the moment, and we've got higher highs in the price action. So you've come up for a high, you've initially come back for a low, you've put in a higher high, you've got a higher low right now, and right now we're looking to attack and put another higher high in. And this is bullish market structure. As long as you're putting higher lows and higher highs in price, things remain relatively bullish. It's until you start putting in a lower high maybe than this high. If we fail to take out the all-time high and start retracing further, then maybe you've got a question that we might be looking to start retracing for a deeper correction. But until then, until we start putting in lower highs, I think right now we remain bullish. We've just had a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 wave correction. Right now we're marching on our way back up to this high and attacking it again, trying to take it out. Within doing so, I think we could have formed or could be breaking out of some sort of inverse head and shoulders here for BONK, which is relatively bullish. So you've got this left shoulder, you've got this head, and then you've had this sort of right shoulder form. And the technical target breakout of this inverse head and shoulders would put BONK at a new all-time high and could give or offer from current price another potential 100% move. And what that would be is from this wick low retracing to this this all-time high. If this local high gets tapped out here for BONK at 4786, then I think at a minimum you're looking at 6957, as I said, which is about 100% move away here from BONK, and we could be in this inverse head and shoulders, which is under the golden ratio, by the way. So we've been holding and building this level of under this level of resistance. We've been building this inverse head and shoulders looking for a breakout. So this fib does play quite a lot of confluence to the inverse head and shoulders, because the inverse head and shoulders neckline is right on the 0618, and over the last 3 to 4 days we've actually broke this resistance, and right now we're marching back up to the 1 fib. So it's very important what happens over the next few days. Just to get that back on again, so a Fibonacci from this low retracing to the all-time high. Yeah, we've broken above the golden ratio. So this was the key level of resistance that it needed to break. And over the last few days, when was it? On the 20th of May, we broke out, and right now it's on its way back up to this local high. So if this all-time high does get tapped out of, I would expect the 1272 at a minimum to be met as the next target for BONK. And as I said, it's all about this bullish structure where you've come up impulsively here, you've put a high, you come back correctively, got a low. Came up, put a higher high. Came back, put a higher low. Right now we need to come up and put a higher high. And then you're remaining in this bullish structure where you've got higher highs and higher lows. Essentially, we could also, on the macro scale of things, be on some sort of larger... We could be in some sort of larger ascending triangle where right now we are running into a key level of resistance. As you can see, this was the December high. We also flirted with this area back in March of 2024. And we're back here now in May. So we are also at key resistance. We do need to keep that in mind. But as I said, from these sort of local lows here, we have been building up a level of key support also. So failing to hold this, and if we do sort of get rejected and pull back for a deeper wave and lose a key level of support, then essentially this somewhere on this ascending trend line could be a key range to get in, because you can see there's multiple points of contact on this trend line also for support. So if we fail here and come back for another large sort of pullback or larger wave, and this isn't an inverse head and shoulders that's playing out, then do look for this ascending level of support here, and it could act as a key entry point moving forward, forgive me. So all eyes on BONK right now. That's the bullish scenario and the bearish scenario there, I think, for you, just very briefly. Again, it is just support and resistance. I know, very simple. But for me, it's just key areas to watch out for on a pullback, you know, and we are at key resistance right now. If we do break through resistance and do tackle this all-time high out and put a new all-time high in for BONK, then potentially this is some sort of ascending triangle on the large grand scheme of things here, where you're building up under this level of resistance right now that we're at, looking for the breakout. And on the macro scale of things, I did say the 1272 was a 100% move earlier, but we could be looking for an even larger move back up to this 2 fib. So from this low that we was holding all the way through January, February of 2024, back up to this high, you can see that we fell back, broke to the just shy of the 1272, pulled back to support on this ascending support line, and have now rallied back up to the 1 fib looking to break out. So if we could break past 3575, I think minimum 5 to 6 is where we're looking for. But this ascending triangle on the larger scheme of things could see a move up to 13656. From current price, that would be around a 3x, 295%. So I hope you can see that here. As I said, you've got resistance, support on this ascending trend line, building up a base here, and then you've got this key resistance that we're trying to break out of. So right now we're at this point. If we could break through and hold this area of support, then I think we're looking for the next impulsive move up here for BONK in the coming weeks to latter part of Q3/Q4. So on the grand scheme of things, yeah, just to show you that again, you're sort of caught between a rock and a hard place. Break this resistance, which we've ran up to several times, then I think we're just entering price discovery, and that potential target of this ascending triangle could be met. On the short term, just going back to looking at our local targets, if we start taking out this all-time high, so if we start taking this all-time high out from this low, retracing back to this high, you can see right now we're just coming up to shy of the 1 fib. If we could tackle out of this 4786, then 6957 at the 1272 is my target of this inverse head and shoulders that I spoke to you guys about earlier. So I hope you enjoyed the content. Key things to take away: if we do start coming up to the all-time high and tackling that, then I said you've got the inverse head and shoulders target to look for, which from here to here, to show you again, is the 1272. So once you break out of this key resistance, the 1272 target at 6947 is my target, be it that we can take this all-time high out. On the macro scale of things, there's this large ascending triangle which gives you the target up to that 2 fib from this low to this high, which I had on just before this inverse head and shoulders. And on the downside, if we fail to break out of resistance here, as you can see, the last 2 times we've been at this point in price, we've always pulled back. We've pulled back for quite deep corrections. So if we do pull back for quite a deeper correction, just look for somewhere along this ascending support line for an entry point, because it's been key support for the last year. So that's my video for you guys today on BONK. I hope you enjoyed the content. If you did, please do give it a like, comment, and subscribe. From Chart Nerd TA. Take care, guys. Peace out.